Hi everyone, this is Boomer for Caravel Gaming and welcome to the final episode of the first campaign in Magic 2014 with my Sliver deck, and we are now going to take on Ramaz on Kaldheim. Now this is a much different battle than we're used to before. This is a 2v1 fight, mainly because the creators believe that Ramaz's deck is unbelievably powerful, as you can see there. So we're going to have Chandra on our side in this fight. Now, to be honest, Ramaz's deck is quite good for sure, but it's certainly not... I don't think it's horrifically overpowered in terms of the game, but it is quite powerful, let's say. Although I believe in earlier versions of Magic 2014 there were certain things like Tinker that got played and Blightsteel Colossus. It's certainly not on that level. Because I've got the Rampant Growth, I'm going to keep this hand. Chandra's going to play her deck as she would normally. What's this rubbish thing? 4-1. Ugh. The one advantage Ramaz has in this matchup is that he has access to Earthquake. And because we only start on 30 life and Earthquake does double damage, Earthquake is a serious problem for us. It's also a bit of a problem for me because I use dudes. Okay, another Rampant Growth's a good draw, so I will get a Plains. And yeah, we've not really got off to the fastest start here. And Ramaz with his Exploration in play means that he can play an additional land on each of his turns. And he's laid a lot of lands, and he casts Harmonise here, 2 and 2 green to draw 3 cards. So he's going to refill his hand, which isn't good news for us. That's not good news for me either. Thoughts on what to do here? Okay, Chandra makes Chandra's Phoenix, which is one of the more powerful cards that she has. 2-2 Flying Haste for 3. Whenever an opponent is dealt damage by a red instant or sorcery or by you control or by a red planeswalker you control, return Chandra's Phoenix from your graveyard to your hand. I think I just have to get red mana here. So I'm kind of letting the side down here, but Chandra's going to get in. You'll notice that Ramaz starts on 40 life as opposed to our 30. I can actually see us losing this just due to me having a really poor start. Really depends what Ramaz decides to do this turn. Cast Master of the Wild Hunt, which is a 3-3. At the beginning of his upkeep, put a 2-2 green wolf creature into play, and then it has tap all untapped wolf creature you control. Each wolf tap deals its damage equal to its power to target creature. That creature deals damage equal to its power divided as its controller chooses among any number of wolves. This card is really good. Chandra does have a way to deal with it though, which is this Blood Pyre Elemental, but I hope that she uses it because otherwise we're going to be very dead shortly. I mean, Fiery Justice isn't a great card against Ramaz, but at this occasion I am going to use it because otherwise that Master of the Wild Hunt is just going to utterly destroy us. I'm going to deal the damage to Ramaz. Wish I could choose Chandra. Right, he goes up to 41. And Chandra's going to attack with her Phoenix. So yeah, again, I've just got a really clunky start here. I haven't drawn a single land yet, and Chandra makes a 4-1. That's all this is, 4-1. And Ramaz has Mad Prophet, which is 3 and a red for a 2-2 with haste, and it has tap, discard a card, draw a card. So he can draw a lot of cards from his deck. Again, Chandra can just kill it with this Blood Pyre Elemental. And I believe he's just flame slashing the 4-1. Yeah. Okay. And he's going to attack Chandra for 2. Not really using that card for what it's supposed to be used for, but that's fine. Ugh, just getting worse and worse. Come on then, let's cast Hive Stirrings. Chandra gets to attack with the Phoenix. But yeah, this is a terrible, terrible draw from me. And she casts the 4-1. Is she going to use it, or is she... Yep, she is going to use it. Good girl. Means that he can't dig through his deck as much. Okay, he has a land. And he has Desperate Ravings, which is draw 2 cards, then discard a card at random. And it also has Flashback, 2 and a blue, so he can cast that card twice. And let's see what he discards from his hand. An Obstinate Baloth, which is a 4-4. And he's going to cast Desperate Ravings again, this time from his graveyard, which will exile it. And he discarded, was that Earthquake? Yes, he discarded Earthquake. So that does help somewhat, because Earthquake's very, very good against my deck. Chandra makes another Chandra's Phoenix. So what should I make here? I'm going to make Blur Sliver, because once again, if I get Thorncaster Sliver, suddenly, next turn, suddenly my attack power becomes a lot higher. So we're going to hit Ramaz for 8. And Chandra just casts a Torch Fiend, which is just a 2-1 little dude. I have a feeling we're going to get quaked. To land. Quake. Another land. Quake. Still waiting for a quake. It'd be for 18 on us at this point. No, he just makes Obstinate Baloth. When it enters the battlefield, he gains 4 life. When a spell or ability causes him to discard it, put it on the battlefield instead of putting it into the graveyard. So 4/4's pretty big, but if I draw land this turn, it doesn't matter. And I do get land. Cool. So let's make Thorncaster Sliver. And let's attack with all my guys. And I'm going to ping his Obstinate Baloth. It looks like him discarding that Earthquake to Desperate Ravings really hurt him, but that's the problem with Desperate Ravings. Sometimes it goes wrong. Oh, he's got one more card in hand, and it is my favourite card of all time, pretty much. This is one of my favourite cards, and I hope to God they reprint this sometime, because this card is unbelievably good. Prophetic Bolt, 3 blue red, deals 4 damage to target creature or player. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom in any order. Now what Ramaz should have done here, if he was being clever, was to kill my Thorncaster Sliver before I attacked, and he would have still had his Obstinate Baloth. So he's definitely made a mistake here, and it's cost him a hell of a lot of life looking at that. And Chandra's just going to make a thermal... Is that just a thermal glider, I think it's called? Oh, Pilgrim's Eye. 3 mana for a 1/1. When it comes into the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Now, fortunately, all of Chandra's creatures are flying, which means she's pretty much immune from Earthquake. I, on the other hand, am not. Inet the Dreamer, 6/6 flyer. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, pay 2 and a blue. If you do, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may play that card without paying its mana cost for as long as Inet remains on the battlefield. Yikes. Probably going to die because I've got another Thorncaster Sliver. Yeah, Thorncaster. Which really means if he blocks one of my 1/1s, by all means, but... You know, if he blocks one of my 1/1s to keep his dragon alive, that's fine, but it just means he's taking 1,000,000. And next turn he is pretty much literally taking 1,000,000 if he doesn't block my Thorncaster. Again, Thorncaster proving itself to be pretty good at this point. And yeah, he chooses to block a 1/1 with the dragon. That is fine in terms of, you know, preventing a little damage to himself or keeping his dragon in play. But I suppose he could also have Earthquake into... If he has an Earthquake for 10, that doesn't do it. He still dies. Yeah, he can't attack with Inet. That's his like major problem. Okay, I'm going to make Terramorphic Expanse. Then I'm going to cast Hive Stirrings. I'm going to cast Predatory Sliver. I think we have officially got this by the ass. And let's sack this Terramorphic Expanse. It's like the smallest thing ever on the battlefield as well. Let's get a Plains. And then all of this is going to resolve and his Dreamer is going to die. And all my guys are going to get through for an insane amount of damage. So, despite the fact that it looked like I had an absolutely terrible start there, my 2 Thorncaster Slivers and 2 Hive Stirrings have dragged me through it, and Ramaz is going down. So, all that's left for me to do is say thank you very much for watching this campaign, guys. And next time we are going to start on the expansion, which I haven't played yet, and so everything will be new to me. But I will be continuing to play with the Sliver Hive just to keep things continuous. And until then, this is Boomer for Caravel Gaming, and thanks very much for watching.